Let's do an ARP poisoning attack right now. I just intercepted this username and password from a phone on my network, and I didn't touch their device, and I didn't install anything, and they have no idea. And this works on almost every network you've ever connected to. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to do it yourself. But first, you need to understand two things: how ARP works and why it's completely broken. And after that, then we'll attack it. Now obviously, do this in your own network or your home lab. Don't do anything stupid. Now every device on your network has two addresses: an IP address, which is how traffic gets routed, and a MAC address, which is a hardware identifier baked into the network card itself. Your router uses the IP address to figure out where to send traffic, but to actually deliver it on your local network, it needs the MAC address, and that's where ARP comes in. ARP stands for Address Resolution Protocol, and all it does is answer one question: who has this IP address? Tell me your MAC. Your machine broadcasts that question to everyone on the network, and the device that owns that IP replies, "That's me, and here's my MAC." Your machine writes that down in something called the ARP cache, a little lookup table that it keeps in memory. This is an ARP cache. Every entry is an IP address mapped to a MAC address. Your machine uses this table every time it wants to talk to another device on the network. Ask, answer, remember. That's all ARP is. But what happens when the answer is a lie? Well, your machine just accepts it, no questions asked at all. ARP has no authentication, no verification. If I shout back, "That IP is mine, here's my MAC," your machine just writes that MAC into the table. And it gets worse. Your machine doesn't even have to ask the question in the first place. Devices accept ARP replies that they never requested, unsolicited. I can blast a reply at any machine on the network at any time, and it'll update its cache. If I can control what's in that table, then I can control where the traffic goes. Your machine thinks it's talking to the router, but it's actually talking to me. And that's how those credentials from earlier ended up on my screen. So let's do it. Alright, before we run the attack, I want to prove something to you. So the victim is on the network right now, same network as me, and I've got Wireshark open, listening on my interface. The victim is going to browse to a site and log in. Nothing. The traffic went straight from their machine to the router and out. It never touched us. We're on the same network, but that doesn't mean we can see their traffic. It's not addressed to us. Now let's change that. So the plan is simple. I'm just going to spam fake ARP replies to the victim. I'm going to tell the victim, "I'm the router, send all your traffic to me." And it's automatically going to update its ARP cache. And now every packet destined for the router flows through me first. I'm the middleman, and neither the victim or the router knows what's happening. Now we're using Bettercap for this. It handles the ARP spoofing and packet forwarding for us. Once it's running, we tell it to start the ARP spoof against our victim. Now look at that. Bettercap is blasting out ARP replies over and over, telling the victim, "I'm the router," constantly. That's the attack running. Now look at the victim's ARP cache. The entry for the router. That MAC address is now changed. It's pointing to my machine now. Their browser works and their internet works because I'm forwarding the traffic on. I'm just reading it on the way past. Now let's have the victim log into that website again and see what happens. And there it is. The same site, the same network, the same login, but now we get to see everything. Now if you want to try this yourself, I've set up a website called vulnerable-labs.tcent.io. Fully free, no need to sign up or anything, and it's got a login page served over HTTP so you can try this on your own network. Now ARP poisoning gets you in position when you're on the local network, but what about attacks that work from all over the world? Well, cross-site request forgery exploits a different kind of trust: your browser. With one link, an attacker can make you transfer money, change your password, or delete your account. That video is right here. At the end, you'll know exactly how one click can drain your bank account, and exactly how to stop it.